Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Stanwood. A Valley City man is facing charges for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Police arrested Glenn Leeds Saturday for driving with a revoked license. While officers were picking up his wallet and cell phone, they noticed 2 rifles inside the apartment. After he was booked in jail, a criminal records check revealed Leeds was a convicted felon and was not allowed to possess a gun. Police later found 8 firearms while searching the home. Grand Forks police are asking for the public's help after a robbery at a gas station. They say a man approached employees at the M&H around 4 yesterday afternoon, demanded money, then left on foot. They say he claimed to have a weapon but didn't show it. Witnesses described the suspect as a white man with short brown hair, wearing a black hoodie and black pants, a UND knit cap and a lower face mask similar to a cold weather mask. Fargo police are trying to figure out why a man was so close to railroad tracks downtown that he was hit by a passing train. He was heard around 2 a.m. Sunday, and police say he was either sitting on or near the tracks by Robert Street and 6th Avenue North. The victim is in the hospital recovering from injuries, but police are not releasing the man's name yet. Seatbelts saved 2 young boys from injury when the pickup they were in rolled several times on I-29 north of Fargo. It happened yesterday south of Buxton and Trail County. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 44-year-old Stephen Ballantyne of Emirado lost control of the pickup he was driving as he was passing a semi on a bridge deck. A trailer he was towing hit the semi and broke away from the pickup. The pickup then crossed in front of the semi, hit the ditch, and rolled a number of times. Ballantyne and a passenger, 44-year-old Jared Carpenter of Emirado, were transported to All True Hospital in Grand Forks. A 4- and 7-year-old in Ballantyne's vehicle were buckled up and were not hurt. Neither was the semi-driver. Comedian Ralphie May is scheduled to perform at the Fargo Theater tomorrow, and protesters are getting ready. His show in Bemidji was canceled after audio of May making a joke about Native Americans was posted online. Now, some people are calling for the same thing to happen with May's show in Fargo. May tweeted he's looking forward to meeting with the Fargo Native American Commission. He's also apologized on YouTube, saying that the joke that was posted is several years old and was taken out of context. A heads up for drivers today. Part of 45th Street South in Fargo is going to be reduced to 1 lane in each direction. The closure starts this morning between Main and 3rd Avenue North. It's part of the project connecting Fargo's water to West Fargo. The project is expected to take about 2 weeks, and starting tomorrow, the intersection of Broadway and 32nd Avenue North will be closed. This one is supposed to last about a month. The closure is part of a project that's replacing utilities along Broadway.
Chance for us to stand in solidarity, to show the public that we're not just a bunch of stereotypical stoners trying to get high.
2 Valley City men are planning a rally next week to promote awareness about medical marijuana in North Dakota. The event is being called the VC 420 Rally and is scheduled for April 20th. More than 13,000 signatures are needed to get the medical marijuana question on the ballot this November. If it gets on the ballot and is passed, it would allow North Dakotans to possess up to 3 ounces of marijuana for medical purposes. The rally starts 4:20 in the afternoon at the Barnes County Courthouse in Valley City. Cold and sunny this afternoon, but what does the rest of our day look like? Let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn. Robert?
Yeah, we'll see chilly conditions continuing as we head through the rest of the day, along with some breezy conditions making it feel even colder than that. Just a few clouds around some of those thicker in our far eastern counties, along with a few lingering flurries in our far eastern counties that should dissipate over the next hour or 2. A mix of 20s and 30s across the area right now. 23 up in Langdon, 33 here in Fargo, 34 down in the Sisseton area. Breezes, they'll be with us out of the north and northwest throughout the day today. 15 to 25 miles per hour with some stronger gusts. And again, that's making it feel colder than those temperatures we've got. Wind chills as cold as 9 in Langdon, 11 in Baudette, 12 in Thief River Falls. Wind chill right now here in Fargo at 21 degrees. Just a few clouds, and again, a little bit thicker off towards the far eastern counties where we do have a few flurries that are too light for the radar to pick up, but still a few flakes there, and those will be getting on out of here as we head through the next couple of hours. As we head through the next couple of days, today, a chilly one. with breezy conditions. Tomorrow, those winds shift around to the south. That's going to start to bring in some warmer air, getting into the upper 40s on your Tuesday. And if you like warm air, you're going to love the rest of the next 7 days, and we'll show you that here in just a few minutes.
Okay, sounds good. A lot of people saw them last night. The Hawley High School Choir was on stage during last night's Foreigner concert at Shields Arena. Valley News Live was there to capture it and spoke with some choir members after their special moment.
It was just really amazing to get that opportunity, and it was such an adrenaline rush, and to get to do it with some of my closest friends that I've made in high school, and it was just a great moment to add to my senior year.
I didn't really feel anything once I got up there. It's pretty crazy. It felt great. It was awesome. Glad I got to feel like a rock star.
Foreigner also donated $500 to Hawley High School's chorus program. Your child might not be old enough for a credit card, but there are reasons why you need to check if your child has a credit report. Just like adults, children can fall victim to identity theft too. It can often go unnoticed by parents for years and result in a child growing up and not finding out something is wrong with their credit until he or she is rejected for a student loan or isn't able to get a credit card. Experts say more parents need to monitor their child's credit to fix any issues early. As tax day approaches, it's an opportune time for children of all ages to learn about taxes. The not-for-profit ISIT.org has produced 2 new videos about taxes for grade levels 8 through 12. Where Did My Money Go focuses on the variety of taxes that one encounters in everyday life, from deductions on one's paycheck to sales tax. What's Taxing About Taxes examines the U.S. income tax system. The videos are available to educators and consumers at ISIT.org. A wave of new gadgets being placed into vehicles could lower your auto insurance bill within the next few years. The Financial Times reports new research suggests the growing use of collision warning systems, blind spot information, and parking assistance will be so successful in cutting down the number of accidents that auto insurers will have little choice but to lower their rates. Costs for claims would be lower for insurers, so that would mean premiums would be lower for cars with those systems. Car insurance accounts for more than 1/3 of the overall property and casualty insurance market. And of course, remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook to follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed all day. Coming up, we take an inside look at ear and throat infections for kids and why they're the most common pediatric procedures. But next, we take a look at weather to plan your day.
You're watching Valley News Live on TV, online, and on the go. Always on, wherever you are, whenever you need to know. Valley News Live.